Hi everyone, and welcome to an Uncharted Life. My name is Tara, and welcome to 2025. We've finally made it. So as the title suggested, I'm going to be talking about some of my 2025 goals in this video. So just as a little clarification, I am very much a book nerd, and I read Just Shut Up and Do It by Brian Tracy. Now, what in that book suggests with regards to like goals for the new year and everything like that is that you need to pick like 5 to 10 goals and pick a theme for the year. My theme for my year is obviously a year of creative development, and I'm just going to see what I can push myself creatively to do. But also when it comes to picking your goals, you pick, like I said, 5 to 10 goals, and then if they had to happen tomorrow, so you got a magic little wand and it happened tomorrow, would it change your life? Like, would you be happy about the fact that you've achieved these goals? So just as a heads up, that is the mindset I'm going into with this year. Because usually I'm like everyone else and I have probably a list of like 30 to 40 goals. This year I surprisingly only have 7. And if all 7 of these goals happen, I will be over the moon. If they don't, then I need to work a little harder to make my goals a reality. But anyway, so moving on to my goals for 2025. Goal number 1. I want to read 40 books. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but when I was in high school, I could get through about 100 to 150 of these in 1 year. Like, that was the average for me. I could just read and have no problems. Now, I don't know if it's because of TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and like my attention span maybe is just like really short now. I can barely make 50 books a year. So obviously, because of my working style, I'm on a cruise ship. I cannot guarantee that I'll have like an afternoon, like a Saturday afternoon to just like curl up with a book. So I've bumped it down to the fact that I want to read 40 books. Just 40 books this year. And if I can get that done, that'll be great. If I can get more, that'll be even more fantastic. But I need to get started on my TBR list. So for those of you who are not bookworms, to be read list, because your girl is getting up to that 1,000 book marker and it's not getting any shorter. Like I need to start getting into action and reading those books. So that's goal number 1. Goal number 2. Now, I have a partner who is all the way from the Netherlands, and 2024 was pretty much the year where I went to go visit his family, got to meet my future in-laws hopefully, and see what, everything was about in the Netherlands. And now 2025 is the year where I get to torture him by having him come down and meet my family, come see South Africa, and see everything that my country has got to offer for him. So obviously I need to save for that, which is a massive goal. I also need to plan the whole trip. So I've already got some ideas on my Pinterest board of like all the places that I want to take him. But that being said, I need to make stuff happen and I need to figure it out. He's also coming July, August, hopefully. That's kind of the timeline. And that's the winter months. So I definitely need to plan around all of that. But I am very happy that he's going to be coming down, because then I get to play tourist in my own city and my own country, and I get to use him as an excuse to go do some stuff that I've always wanted to do. So I'm excited about that. Like, I'm really looking forward to that. But I need to save for it, and I need to plan it. And working on a cruise ship and planning a holiday isn't always the easiest thing to do. But that is on my to-do list. That is my second goal for the year. My third goal is to pretty much get a little healthier. Now, I'm always been someone who's struggled with my weight, struggled with body positivity, and I will be doing updates on the channel. There'll probably be like monthly updates just to kind of keep everyone in check and to keep myself accountable for this goal. I've even gotten myself a nice little book, Hello Healthier You and everything, to hopefully keep me motivated for this 2025. But I'm going to pretty much break it down into 3 major goals that I'd like to achieve. Because honestly, in my head, it comes down to the fact of like, oh yeah, I can get fit, I can get healthy, that's not a problem. Yeah, I can suddenly decide now that I want to run a 5K marathon or a half marathon, and I can go do a triathlon. Like, no, be realistic. Please, Tara, be realistic. And this is why I'm happy I'm going with the Just Shut Up and Do It style by Brian Tracy, because I'm breaking my goal down of getting fit and healthy into 3 basic components. The first one, get enough sleep. I am notorious at not getting enough sleep, whether it's been from a young age or working on a cruise ship. I was the person who could read until 3 a.m. in the morning and then would be dying the next day, or just not go to bed at all. So I need to work on getting enough sleep. I'm hoping to try to get 8 hours, and I feel like that is a very solid goal because everyone says get between 7 and 9, so I feel 8 hours is a solid amount to aim for, and that is what my goal is. Get 8 hours of sleep every night this year. We'll see if it happens. Number 2, start eating more healthy. Now, I am going to kind of divide my goal of like getting fit and healthy into a losing weight section and then a like building up muscle, because I have my medical coming up at the end of this contract. So at the end of every 2 years, our medicals as seafarers, they come to an end because you have to get another medical done. And so because of that, I do need to lose a little bit of weight for it to be able to actually get my medical again, which, I mean, it's all fair. They need to make sure that you're fit and happy and healthy to actually get on board. So first half of it is going to definitely be like making sure I'm eating healthy, probably eating in a bit of a calorie deficit to lose some of the additional weight that I have. And then the second part is going to be building up muscle. I have always been someone who hated the gym. And last year I played around with going to the gym in my last contract, and I actually kind of really enjoyed it. And there was like a nice little hit of dopamine every time I was able to like lift a heavier weight. I've probably lost all my muscle from that last contract, and that is okay, because I'll take you along for the journey and we can watch me grow and hopefully pick up more weight. But my goal is to like definitely lose some weight and get into a healthier state, and then also start picking up weight with regards to lean muscle and everything like that. That way I can be a healthier, fitter me. Maybe one day, maybe not, but maybe one day I will decide that I do want to run a 5K marathon or a half marathon or whatever, crazy idea, triathlons and stuff like that. Maybe one day I will decide to do that, but right now my goal is just to get enough sleep, eat properly, and train. And whether that is doing like yoga to improve my flexibility and lifting weights, as long as I'm getting 1 round of like cardio in a week and 2 to 3 maybe strength training sessions a week, I think I'll be good. But that is another video series for another day. Then goal number 4. This is more of a personal one, in with regards to I would like to improve my Dutch skills and my Spanish skills. Now, I'm on board the Grand Princess, and we are currently doing some Hawaii runs as well as Mexico runs. And I've always been obsessed with Spanish. I've always wanted to learn Spanish, and I can't think of a better time now than to actually learn Spanish, because Mexico, Spanish is one of the national languages there, so it actually gives me a very good opportunity to learn a dialect that I will actually use and actually be able to improve, because if I'm speaking to a native Spanish speaker, they'll be able to turn around and be like, no, that's not how you say it this way. And then I can improve my Spanish, and then it'll also be great because then I can figure out where the bathroom is and maybe negotiate a better price for something. I don't know. I just want to learn Spanish, and I'm using this as a very good excuse to do it. And then because my partner, as I said, is from the Netherlands, I definitely want to improve on my Dutch. And this is more a personal one because I understand for his family, especially the older generation, English was not taught to them. So sometimes they feel very awkward around me and they don't feel like they can communicate with me. And I feel super awkward because I don't really feel like I can communicate with him either. And I have been trying, have been learning, and bless my boyfriend and bless his heart. He's a terrible Dutch teacher. He's terrible because he tries and then he looks at me and he can see the like error 404, not computing, I have no clue what you've just said, written all over my face. And then he switches to English. And I feel bad. So I'm gonna take it into my hands and try to improve my Dutch. Obviously, he is game to be like my soundboard, so obviously I will slowly start having fuller, more intense conversations with him in Dutch. That way I can improve my Dutch, and that way he can also turn around and go, oh babe, that's not how we pronounce it, this is how we pronounce it, that sentence structure isn't that great, and kind of gently get me in there, because you know what, I haven't spoken the language really in my life, so I'm going to need someone to treat me like a 2-year-old and slowly help build up my language skills. And I'm not scared of that. I'm really not scared of being treated like a 2-year-old with regards to learning a new language, because we all started there. We all started speaking gibberish and slowly having our mom and dads go, spoon, fork, 1, 2, 3. So I have no problem with that, and he'll have to enjoy it. He's got no choice. He needs to help me improve my Dutch. So yeah. And then back to the whole fact that I did say this is a year of creative development. So obviously I've got my languages. And then goal number 5 is I'm planning to do a year of YouTube. Now, I am like everyone else. I have always said, oh, I'd love to be a YouTuber. I'd love to start a YouTube channel. Oh, this year I'm going to start a YouTube channel. And I never did it. Never got around to it. Always thought my life was way too boring to actually do this stuff. And so this year, for 2025, I've just said, screw it. I'm turning 27. If there's any time but the present to make it happen. So this year, I'm going to try to stick to a very strict schedule of posting either a long form piece of content or even a short clip at least once a week. A lot of the content I'll probably be making will be around cruise ships, stuff for crew, or like my experiences as a crew member, or even just the behind the scenes as a crew member, or maybe like some tips and tricks for the passengers who like to come on board, maybe even do a comparison of some of the cruise lines that I've worked on. Like, that'll kind of be what the channel is, but there'll also be a lot of personal aspects, like these kind of videos where I explain like, my goals and my dreams and, any one-on-one and hard times that I might be having, because I am human, and this is supposed to be a creative outlet for me, so I'm just going to see how it goes, but I am dedicating myself to at least one YouTube video upload a week. So we'll see how that goes. And then number 6. Once again, back to the creativity. I loved English essays when I was in high school, and I actually miss writing them. So I'm going to make it my goal this year to also write a book. It can be 20 pages, it can be 3,000 pages, it can be like a Jane Austen novel of intensity, or it can be a really, really, really terrible book that should never see the light of day. But I want to give it a shot, and I want to let my creativity flow again, and I've got some ideas, and I have finished writing like a book before, and it's sitting on my computer, and it will probably never see the light of day, and that's okay with me. Like, as long as I just get that creativity out and I write, that's what I want to aim for. I just want to have that creative outlet, and maybe one day in 2 years time or 3 years time, I actually publish the book. Maybe I go to Penguin House or all of these different publishing houses and go, hey, here's my book idea, do you want to work with me? Or maybe I just take the self-published route, which a lot of people have been doing. But yeah, that's kind of that goal there, just to be creative. Do I have any idea when I'm going to find all of the time for improving a language, year of YouTube, writing a book, losing weight, reading books in a year with a contract and actually having to be an adult and work? No idea. Absolutely no idea, but I'm going to take you along for the ride for that one. And then goal number 7, so last but not least, adulting sucks. Like, there's no way to get around it. Being an adult sucks. And because being an adult sucks, we unfortunately have to do adult things. So one of the goals that I have is to continue with my investments. I have got a retirement account investment. I have got money being put aside every month for my studies. I did not study when I left high school. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, and that is a story for another day. But I have been putting money away for that. I've got goals that I want to achieve. I have savings goals, like saving for my boyfriend to come down to South Africa, that I'd like to achieve, and all of that is a part of my investments, part of my saving strategy, and that is very, very important to me. Because as I said in the beginning, if I could take a magic wand and all of my investment and savings goals could be met like that, I would be the happiest of happiest campers. So that is another goal that I will be aiming for. But those are my 7 goals that I'm going to try and achieve in 2025. Will it happen? No idea. I've limited it down to hopefully an easy, doable chunk of goals and not overworked myself. But we're going to see how this plays out, and we're going to do this together. You're going to be laughing at me behind the camera, and I'm going to show you all the ups, all the downs, and everything in between that comes with life on board and trying to make all of this happen. That being said, though, I am going to try to use the 12-week year book by, I think it is Brian Moran and Michael Lennington, I think. I never remember authors, guys. I'm sorry. I am absolutely terrible with author names. Book names, not a problem. Authors, nah. But yeah, so they've got this whole concept of a 12-week year where you break down the year into like 12 weeks and then you try and get as much done. So I'm going to take you along for those rides and let's see what I'm able to achieve. But anyway, have a wonderful day, and may you have a fun time figuring out your 2025 goals. And if you've got no idea what you want to do, I would recommend reading the 12-week year as well as Just Shut Up and Do It. Those 2 books were very good to help me figure out what I wanted to achieve this year. But otherwise, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and the notification button so that you can pretty much be up to all the drama that I get with On Board, the Grand Princess at the current moment in time. But otherwise, have a wonderful day, guys, and doei!